Hi guys, this is just going to be explaining the multiple choice that we went through right at the end of the lesson. So a lot of people did pretty well on this, but I thought it would be really useful to go through just how we get to each answer, just for those of you that were struggling or finding some of these a little bit difficult, in particular part E, for reasons I'm not quite sure, seems to have caused some people quite a lot of problems. Okay, so let's look at first of all at how we calculate A, which is this fixed costs aspect here. So for that, we just need to apply a pretty simple idea. That is that fixed costs are the same regardless of output. Okay, that's how we define fixed costs. They're always the same. It doesn't matter how much you produce. So our fixed costs are always going to be 10,000 regardless of the amount we produce. So therefore we know that fixed costs for 1 will be the same as they were for 0. Okay, for B, we're asked to calculate the average cost. So for this, we use the average cost formula, which is our total cost divided by the quantity that we made. Our total cost, 14,000, that's just up here, it's the total cost bit within the table. The quantity, we're just picking out from bikes there. And so then we're just applying this formula with 14,000 for the total cost, 2 for the output, which gives us 7,000 average. For C, total cost here. Well, total cost is just total fixed cost plus total variable costs. You're told here that total fixed costs are 10,000. We know the variable costs are 2,500, so we just simply apply the formula. The 10,000 fixed costs plus the 2,500 variable costs makes 12,500 total. For D, now we need to use the idea of marginal cost. So to remind you, marginal cost is the additional extra cost from the last unit of production. So the question is, how much extra cost did we take on by going from 0 bikes to 1 bike? Well, for that, all we need to do is look at the difference of how the total cost changed between the two. It went from 12,500 to 10,000, so the extra cost we added on there was 2,500. And finally, for E, the marginal cost is the additional extra cost again from the last unit of production. Exactly the same idea. How much cost did we add on from going from 12,500 to 14,000? It was an extra 1,500 in cost, just the difference between those two. Of course, the tricky thing is for that question, like one of the others, you do need to have got one of the earlier questions right in order to work and puzzle your way through to getting to the answer to E. You wouldn't be able to get the answer to E before you'd got the answer to C. Okay, so for these types of questions in future, one thing that you might find useful is having the formulae in front of you. One thought that occurred to me there is I could make you a formula sheet. Actually, then it struck me this would be a much better idea for you to do as a little revision activity going over these formulae, if you found this difficult, would be to just make a little Word document that has within it a summary of all the different cost formulae that you encountered in the lesson and any relevant definitions of ideas like fixed and variable costs. And then you've got like a nice half a side of A4 summary of all the different equations you need to use. As always, if there's any questions about anything that came up within this, then do just send me a message on Teams.